Hello and welcome to LASLO'S Creations. Today I am drawing a skeleton hand in the form of the Addams Family hand. Previously, my last failed live, obviously it was a failure. I didn't like it, so I decided to put my own twist on it, and this is what I'm coming up with. I came up with my favorite form of art, which is pen and ink. I am using mostly Micron pens in this video, and I am going to show you exactly what I did. So here I am just sketching out with just a normal mechanical pencil. I like the ones with a really thin lead. And so first step would be to sketch everything out. While I'm doing this, I'm going to let you know that you can win all the paintings that I do live, or you have the option to win, when you subscribe to my Patreon. I think it's only $10 a month minimum, and you can subscribe and potentially win any live painting that I do. Also, the tiers do go up. There is a $1 tier if you just want to support my art, which is 100% greatly appreciated. And the tiers do go up, so if you do like $20 a month, you get a free hand-drawn or painted personalized card every month from me, as well as you get to see basically everything behind the scenes that I do. All right. So after it's all sketched and you're happy with your sketch, I typically grab my Micron pen and I just make a simple outline. I don't like sketch it. I just make one outline per little sketch I did. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm not very good with my verbal direction sometimes. Tend to use simplified words. I really love this step because it just brings like such gratification. It's like it just all of a sudden it's coming together. And then next step is another like step that I absolutely love. I'm also on Facebook. If you want to go follow me and like me, or like my page on there, or my personal page, you can look it up at LASLO'S Creations. And I am on, obviously, YouTube. So if you enjoy this, please subscribe. The more I do these, the better I'll get, hopefully. At least that's how it was with my paint parties. So we'll see. I feel weird talking to a camera. I'm not going to lie. It feels odd. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, I'm on there too. Ooh, this step. I take my big eraser and I just erase everything. These Micron pens are great because they won't smear. Well, they typically don't. There's not a wait period for it to dry or anything. I just typically just go right in and with the eraser, and it's so fun, and it really makes it look really cool. And then I have these Farber Castell. I don't know if I say that correctly, but that's how I always say it. Watercolor pencils. I did a huge Tim Burton painting one day, and I absolutely love these. It actually took me like a week to do, and I worked on it consistently. I think I clocked my hours at 40 hours for that painting, so literally a full work week, plus I was working, so it definitely took a long time to finish that painting, but I did it all in these pencils. That's why this little black pencil is so short. But these are great. With these, there's a few different ways that you can use watercolor pencils, but I like to just color it on like I'm using just a normal color pencil, and then I will grab my paintbrush and I will just get just the paintbrush wet, and I will go over what I have done. And here I am with my paintbrush, dipping it into water, and again, just going over what I have already done. I prefer to use a teeny tiny paintbrush when I do this step, and it helps me control the paint and the water a lot better. Yeah, I have to dip it a lot more, but as I said, it helps control where it goes a bit better, in my opinion. I think I'm going to be working on series of paintings, like personal paintings, and doing a series of maybe 5 paintings and a correlating coloring book. I had the idea for a long time now to do coloring books, but I really feel like I'm personally ready to make that step and do that. And I think it can be really cool. So if I really love skulls and bones, and not even just for digital or drawings or paintings, but I actually like the physical item, the tangible items. Um, that's just who I am. And I really think it would be cool to do a full coloring book of just skulls and bones of every kind of animal, including humans. Not every single kind of animal, but just like some that, perk my interest. And then do like a correlating series of paintings where I can paint like 5 huge canvases of bones and different, type like that. And then I'll make different size prints, maybe like 5 big ones, 5 small ones. And that'll be that for that painting forever. So I think that's what I want to work on next. I do paint parties, like the paint and sip parties that are popular. I do that. I mostly do private ones, so I go right to people's homes and do them that way. And I also do custom work, and I've just started these videos that I'm trying to be consistent on. And I think I'm happy. I know I should know, but I think I'm happy merging down that road for my art business. When I paint bones like this, I really love making sure the outside is the darkest, and then I barely ever put anything on the inside, like the outside lines of the hand. You know how like I'm going on the outside first and then just bringing it in? Yeah, that way the middle part of it is still white-ish, but it gives it a nice shade. For the next step, I am just going to go right back over everything that I did, and just to make it a level darker, a shade darker, and I'm just going to repeat that process real quick. I mean, it's obvious that I didn't work this fast, but I think this drawing took me 2 to 3 hours to complete. Oh, and now I'm just taking a gray, a light gray, and I'm just gonna cover the whole thing with it because I realized I want the skeleton hand to pop out. And so I do want the background to be a bit darker than the foreground or the hand. The subject, I guess, would be the hand. And again, with my brush, I'm just gonna go on over everything. And I'm not even going to avoid the white squares anymore. I'm just gonna go right over it. There's a lot of repetition in this drawing that I did. Like just going back over the same thing again and again. But I am really enjoying the end result, so I was okay with that. Every time I move my hand, I'm getting more water on my brush. That's how teeny tiny this little brush is. Can't hold very much, which I enjoy. So then I can maneuver it how I want it. And I use my fingers a lot in my paintings. Sometimes it just works better. Now here's my Micron pen again. These are actually Pigma Micron. My favorite are the teeny tiny ones, but I ran out of ink in my 005, so I just have a 05. Going over top of everything that I already did, made sure that the page was dry. And now when I do shading with these pens, what I like to do is I like to do a lot of cross hatching. So basically just making lines and going over those same lines in the opposite direction. And the farther you are, the less it'll show. But the closer you get with those lines, the darker it'll show, and it'll show like a shade kind of, and I really enjoy that, especially with these pens. These have to be my favorite pens ever, and there's no sponsor here or anything. I'm just saying these are my favorite. And I move my page all around all the time. I love watching people do art and watching art videos because it's so mesmerizing and it's like, it's just so relaxing to me. I mean, if you find it relaxing and you enjoy this and you think I should make more of these, maybe you should subscribe. You subscribe to my YouTube, it's absolutely free. If you like this video, it's free. If you like my Facebook page, it's free. If you follow me on Instagram, it's free. And if you want to subscribe to my Patreon, it starts as little as $1, which would help me bring more videos to you all. Even $1 a month would make me so stupid happy. It's ridiculous. But you don't have to. I would love it if you just followed me. I like fans. Fans to go to sleep too. They're my favorite. Even when it's cold outside and snowing, have to have my fan on. And sleep with a comforter though. I can get off subject quite easily. Woo! Hands done. Hands down. Almost done. This checkered backboard was the most time consuming of it all. My camera died, so there was a little leap, which is, I mean, not too shabby for y'all because you would have just sat there and watched me crosshatch these tiles this entire time. And you can see me move my hand when I'm crosshatching these tiles. Literally, I'm making lines one direction and then doing it the opposite direction, and that gives you the crosshatch look. And I'm also not going all the way to the edge of my page because I have a mat that like goes in the picture frame with it. And I already have one for this painting, well, for this drawing that I did that I want to use. So I measured out the size of my actual drawing that it had to be. And I'm just going to put the mat over top of it. And whoever wins this painting by subscribing to my Patreon, the mat is included. So it's already got the shebang going on. Here I decided that I didn't like how under the hand had the white checkers, like it was kind of bothering me. So I decided it needed some shadow. And then I put a lot of shadow on. So, because with the skeleton hand, you technically wouldn't have, if you had shadow underneath it, you wouldn't have a full-blown shadow all the way underneath it because it's so, like, the fingers are so skinny. It would definitely just be, you know, 5 lines that go up to like a little shadow blob. But I didn't think about that as I was cross hatching, and I just went full force, gave a complete shadow underneath the hand. I didn't like that, so what I did, and you'll see a little bit later, is I just ended up cross hatching all the white checkers and making them just a shade lighter than the black checkers. And by that, the black ones just got more lines instead of the white ones. My hand looks like it's moving so fast. I mean, this process is pretty time consuming. I could have just, taken black paint and gone in with there and made it a solid black. But like I said, I really love using these pens, and that is what I chose for this one. And I do love the look that it gave it. I think it fits a lot better with the idea of a skeleton and bones, the cross-hatching look, than just like a bold black paint, So I am happy with the way that this turned out. My hand did start getting tired though. I was like, woof, almost done. If you fast forward to this part in the video and you haven't watched all the way through and you just happen to stumble on this part, I just want to again reiterate that you can find me on YouTube, you can find me on Patreon, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and if I'm going to start getting my Etsy back up. I used to do a bunch of Etsy stuff. We'll look into eventually getting just a website, a normal website up. If you do enjoy this and you like how this looks and you want to just support me in the simplest of ways, just give me a like, subscribe, follow, whatever platform you like to use to look at things, to kill your time. I'm there for it. And I would appreciate it. And I love all my fans so very much. So please, please, please help me out and give me a like or a follow or a subscribe. That's all. That's all I want from you. And like I said before, this painting, keep calling it a painting, I'm usually doing more paintings than drawings. This drawing is very repetitive, and the next step, I literally just went over and cross-hatched over the white tiles as well. So we will just keep on fast forwarding. And now I am starting on the white squares. We have less than 10 minutes left of this video. And I just want to say thank you all if you stopped in and watched this. Thank you, especially if you actually watched this whole video. If you haven't, I completely understand. I don't know if I could bring myself to watch a 30-minute art video either of basically repetition. But here it is. And if you want a chance to win this and have this for yourself, all you have to do is subscribe to my Patreon, but you have to subscribe to a qualifying tier, and I believe that is minimum $10 a month, and at the end of the month, I will see if I have any subscribers. I don't yet. I only have subscribers for the $1 tier, which I am extremely grateful for, so if you even want to subscribe just $1 a month, I would be extremely grateful for that. If you want to subscribe for minimum $10 a month, depending on how many people we have, I will get a hold of you and we will talk, and I will give you a chance to win this painting or any of my other paintings that I do live on Mondays. Look how much coloring in the white checkers has brought that hand out. I love that. I love that I did that. Kind of went off the screen there for a second. Sorry. All right. So now, my Micron pen. Now if you can recall previously, I colored gray all the way up there. That's what I'm doing. And since I have some on my finger from me liking to smear with my finger sometimes, I am using my finger to take some of that water with the black ink on my finger, and I am just giving it a grungy, dark, grayish look. So it's not anything spectacular up there, and the hand is just chopped off, but I enjoy it. Exactly what I wanted. And thank you all for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Oh, yeah, I forgot about this part. I took some white, it's a white marker from Farber Castell. It's amazing. And I just went over the white parts on it. It didn't do too much for this painting. I've used it in other paintings where it's like, oh, that was exactly what I needed. But I just took it and put it on some of that white to just try and just make it pop just a touch. And then I signed it, and here is the finished product. Well, here's me signing it, I suppose. Just take a normal Sharpie. I don't necessarily like signing my name. I just like writing it in all caps usually. All right, and voila! Let me know if you like it. Bye.